Hello and welcome to Money Markets and More with me, Dominic Frisby, coming to you today from northern Finland where I'm on holiday with my son looking at, among other things, the Northern Lights, and what a lovely place it is. Now, you might in your time bestriding the narrow world like the colossus you are have heard the term bearer asset or bearer instrument. That would be an asset that you take physical possession of, cash or bullion, for example, an asset that is effectively owned by whoever has possession of it, that can be transferred from one person to another just by handing it over. Now, the ownership of the asset is not registered with a central authority, so that makes it vulnerable to theft or loss, but it also means the asset is nobody else's liability. Unlike money in the bank or a government bond, it carries no promise from a third party. The value of the asset is not dependent on the creditworthiness of any issuer or guarantor, but rather on the inherent value of the asset itself. And I'm having to turn around because I've walked into rather a snowy patch and I won't be able to walk. So I'm turning back around here and I shall go down this path here. So in today's interlinked financial world, a bearer asset becomes an asset outside the system. Now, like Tottenham Hotspur, bearer assets have their strengths and their weaknesses. Their strength is that they are nobody else's liability. Their weakness is that their liability is yours. So the two main bearer assets in today's financial marketplace are gold and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not a physical asset, of course, but the technological genius behind it means that it is a digital bearer asset. No such thing previously existed. And with bank runs, bailouts and another banking crisis now upon us, maybe it's passed a little bit, but both gold and Bitcoin suddenly fetched a bid. And no surprise, they are both means to store value outside the system. You don't have to rely on third parties. Here's a chart of Bitcoin, which at $28,000 has broken out to new highs. Bitcoin is now back up. It's at $28,000. It's broken out to new highs. It's, 9-month highs, and it's formed over the last 9 months a nice little inverted head and shoulders pattern, if you look at the chart, if you like such hocus pocus, and that projects to a target price around $35,000. Some are even calling out for hyperbitcoinisation, a hypothetical scenario in which the widespread adoption of Bitcoin occurs so rapidly that its price rises dramatically and it becomes the dominant form of money in use. And in this scenario, Bitcoin would be widely accepted by merchants and individuals alike. The term hyper refers to the extreme and rapid level of adoption. In a way, it's an inversion of hyperinflation. The fiat system would remain, it wouldn't necessarily collapse, it would just be overtaken and superseded by Bitcoin. And there are many who believe hyperbitcoinisation is both inevitable and desirable because Bitcoin is better money than fiat. Now, I'm just about to walk into the sun and it's very strong. I think it's going to be too strong to walk into. I should really be wearing sunglasses. So I'll go this way instead. The traditional banking model is dysfunctional and it's reliant on constant bailouts. And Bitcoin doesn't need that. Now, one such advocate is billionaire Balaji, I'm going to have to pronounce his surname, Srinivasan, who's grown so concerned about the goings-on at US banking, he's made $1 million bet that Bitcoin will reach $1 million by June the 17th. Now, the odds are against him. In fact, a lot of people are suggesting it. He's just doing it for the attention. But to be fair to Balaji, he's got a good track record spotting trends. You look all the stuff he wrote about COVID, it was pretty good. I'm a Bitcoin bull, as you know. Maybe I lack ambition. I can see it getting to 35,000 or 40,000 by June. I'm not so sure about $1 million, but hey, I'll take $1 million Bitcoin if it's offered. Now, I've heard this kind of prediction before. You used to hear them all the time about silver. And so I'm not holding my breath. My rather drab observation is that after a miserable 2022, tech has suddenly caught a bid. Even Meta's been going up. Bond yields have fallen with the banking panic, and suddenly growth stocks look attractive again. Sorry to be so prosaic and unsensationalist. Meanwhile, that other bearer asset, gold, has also found a bid, and with it silver and platinum. Gold is been flirting with, and it's just crept above $2,000. My buddy Josh Saul at the Pure Gold Company, he said to me that with the panic at Silicon Valley Bank, his company saw a 385% increase in new inquiries and 274% increase in investors purchasing physical gold and bars compared to the normal daily average. One client said they were moving 16 million quid out of their current bank because they were just scared of instability instead of their bank. I've been getting so many questions. Is money safe in the bank? Volatility in the stock market isn't helping either. And Josh says they've had 712% people removing exposure to equities. So it's a high number to buy bullion instead. Ross Norman, who's another mate of mine, he runs Metals Daily. He said his month-on-month increase in visitors was 760%. And gold's now at all-time highs in almost all currencies except the US dollar. And what do new highs normally lead to? You know the answer to that, more new highs. So maybe gold is a little overbought by most sentiment readings. It could creep up a little higher. The miners have been quite flat in comparison, which is not a good sign. And that suggests that the spike is temporary, but longer term, I think gold goes higher. And I've long argued that everyone should have exposure to gold and Bitcoin in their portfolio, and it's crises like the one we've seen over the last few weeks that demonstrate why. Few people realise that by keeping your money in a bank, you are lending the bank money, and the difference between money and credit has become conflated along with many other things in this mad world. Even Switzerland with the UBS Credit Suisse saga no longer looks safe. And all the same arguments that we heard in 2008, they're coming back. And at the heart of them lie fundamental questions as to the nature of money and banking, fractional reserve banking and full reserve banking. These were terms none of us had ever heard before, and suddenly they were sujet du jour. The word fiat money entered the lexicon. They're all coming, we're hearing them all again. In 2008, there was a chance to address all of this and put right the fundamental flaws in the system. It wasn't taken. Bailouts brushed the problems under the carpet and left them for another day. The free market, meanwhile, came out with an alternative. Bitcoin, and it's now $1 trillion economy, and there are no bailouts. With each collapse, and there have been plenty and there'll be plenty more, the system gets stronger. The collapse is always on the periphery. But with traditional banking, however, the more you bail out the system, the more precarious it becomes. You cannot take risk out of a market. Without risk, then you have no market. And with risk comes responsibility. So don't blame the players, blame the game. It's the game that's in fault. Anyway, if you're interested in buying Bitcoin, my guide is, I'll put a description in the, I'll put a link in the description. And if you're interested in buying gold, as you know, I like the Pure Gold Company, and I'll put a link to them in the description as well. Their premiums are low and the customer service is good. That's all. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to be recording a few videos while I'm out here, so look out for more dramatic, scenic shots of lovely Finland. Thank you very much for watching. The sun's very low, it's very bright. I saw the, what are they called, the green lights, the northern lights last night. Very exciting. We were lying in our bed, and the huts have got these sort of glass... Oops, I got cut off. Yeah, the huts have got these sort of glass... You can probably see if I turn around, they've got these glass roofs on them, and you lie in bed and look at the northern lights at night. What fun. Anyway, I'll be back with another video very soon, and keep watching the channel. If you've never watched the channel before, please subscribe, and have a lovely day wherever you are in the world. Goodbye.